Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Judy here again this evening, and the Lord has led me tonight to Second Chronicles chapter 9 verse 1. And it says, "Now when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, she came to Jerusalem to test Solomon with hard questions, having a very great retinue, camels that bore spices, gold in abundance, and precious stones. And when she came to Solomon, she spoke with him about all that was in her heart." And so, Solomon, King Solomon, David's son, or David the king's son, now being king himself, the Lord granted his request, right, for a lot of wisdom, right? And so, he granted that. And so he became one of the only greatest and wisest kings in the world. And, ever since then, there hasn't been, any as wise as King Solomon, but, his fame went through all the world. And so Queen Sheba, who's, the queen from Sheba, had, just like I read, heard about him, and came to visit him, bringing lots of gifts, and to know how much he actually truly knew, and so you could read the whole story, the whole chapter, and it gets it gives more example about it, and about her experience and everything. And so she was very curious about what he had to say, right? And so, just as it says there, she had a lot of questions, hard questions, and she told him all that was in her heart. And so, sometimes we also have to do that, or be like that to the Lord. We have to, come bearing with gifts, right? And with sometimes even hard questions, and it's not for him to know the answers to them, but for us to know, the things that we don't know, right? And he is able and, very willing to give us that wisdom. And so, be like Solomon, be like Sheba, who came, bearing gifts, and of course, asking the hard questions that, they needed to answer, right? And so, just like them, we could always ask God questions and pour all our hearts to him, right? And so, because he is a good father, and, he wants to be there for you, right? And so, and he's always there. He's always available, which is perfect, because, his availability is 24/7 and free. So, and available wherever you are. All right. So, you don't have to, have a telephone to call him. You don't have to, put in your, or what they call it, some of the phones you need to put phone credits to that to be able to use the phone, right? No, for him, you don't have to do anything except just to talk to him, right? All right, so I hope this blessed somebody. I hope this encouraged somebody, and to reach out to him, because he's there. All right, and he wants to be there for you. All right, so that is it. I love you. Jesus loves you, of course, so much more, and I'll see you in my next video.